I just gotta say, man, I mean, there's definitely an uneven exchange of goods here when it comes to the anime love and passion compared towards us. Because I'm gonna be real here, man. I don't see Japanese people praising black creators, writers, and artists like we do for them.
Yep.
I don't see them cosplaying as black characters like we do for them. I don't see the artists race bending their Asian characters into black versions.
Yep.
Like we do for them. You know, this is almost like a bad case of like a couple, and you know, there's the guy, right? The guy in the relationship, he's so into the girl, but she's not into him.
Dang.
And us Blerds, we're the guy.
Damn, that kind of hit me a little bit, bro. I need some time.
That's kind of how I see it and how I kind of feel it, man. I'm like, my question to you, like, are we trying to fit into shoes that don't quite fit? You know what I mean? Like, is it almost unhealthy at this point to do these kind of things on a consistent basis?
I feel like half of the problem, and this is something you guys probably can relate to as well, is we're too quick to jump into. So we already know anime is a Japanese general for the most part. They rule it, right? So I feel like if you're gonna jump in that space, you got to come from like left field, like completely different angle to even stick out. To try and go in there and make a black Naruto or a black Avatar or a black, you're ready. You're setting yourself up to fail. Personally, I think if you come from a completely different angle, like because what you said is true. Japanese people don't cosplay us. They don't like, you know, they're not raising the praises of, I mean, what, Afro Samurai? I haven't really seen, they're not singing all that, but Japanese people do rap. They'll probably like say, recite their favorite rap from, you know, our culture. Basketball. You know what I mean? Like things that like we dominate at, they'll imitate. But for us to come into their space, we can't be imitating them. We actually have to come from something they're not doing at all. And that's like the approach I've had to take to anything I'm making. If it's similar in any way, I trash it. Like I just trash it. There's no point in me going, because you already don't have the funds to compete on a marketing level. So you got to come from something completely different. That's like, oh, okay, that's intriguing. You know what I mean? So I think that's half the problem. Is most of our creators always do stuff that there's already a Japanese counterpart of it. So they don't have to, you know, check for us at all.
Okay, man, gotcha. Vonnell, what you got, man? I mean, that's a good statement right there.
I mean, and I know this is probably like a controversial question right here, and hopefully, you know, hopefully they don't put 100 comments on me.
Oh, I'm sorry I put you on the hot seat, man.
So tag his Insta, tag everything in there just in case.
But my question is, have we? And let me finish. My question is, have we done the work yet? Right. When you had mentioned rap, you know, rap music and stuff like that, there's so much rap music, and you know, it's all over the place. But when it comes to black content, we can post it all day and we can have as much as we want. But if it's not shared by the masses, how in the world is it even going to get over there? You know, to actually be talking about. So, you know, maybe we have done the work on our side as the creators, but has the fans done their part to push it out there to the masses? And also, I mean, I don't know. I think it's a number of different factors, of course, but that's one of my questions: is has the work been done yet to actually deserve the whole cosplaying and stuff like that? Because I'm gonna be real with you, and I sent you that picture the other day with Jabazar. It was a black guy, and he was fitted up. Like the dude had, for real.
He was looking pretty dope in that, man.
Yeah, like I was like, bruh, and the thing is, I like the actual dress up as like anime characters or even the white characters and stuff like that. It's fun, but of course, we all notice that why isn't any black owned characters that we can dress up as, because for real, there's not too many of them, at all. And again, it comes back to my question is that have we done the work to actually get to that status? Because of course, Japan, they did their work. The
Yeah.
white creators, they did their work and stuff like that. But when are we going to actually step on the outside of the norm that they're created and create our own thing, just like we did rap and rock and roll and stuff like that.
True.
So that them blurs, we gotta, what I'm saying, again, we gotta put in the work.
I agree. I 100% agree. Because what have I seen? I've seen white people dress up as Black Panther. I've seen that's probably the most popular one. I haven't seen.
Miles, I've seen Miles. Miles
I've
is
seen
probably
Miles.
number
Yeah,
two.
I've also seen Miles.
Yeah,
Miles was huge after Into the Spider-Verse.
for sure. And I guess one of the most, I mean, what you guys talked about, one of the most infuriating things for me seeing as a Blerd is like what Charles mentioned and you mentioned, how we can innovate, we can make music out of nothing, we can make delicious food out of nothing, we can create, classic tales and mythology, we can invent just the best inventions, we can do anything and everything. But when it comes to this blurred circle, when it comes to comics and manga, I don't know why we're such bandwagoners. I don't know why we're not like pushing through and innovating and making, doing what we usually do. Like in terms of like everything else on the entertainment spectrum, you're talking about Broadway, movies, acting, we can, all that we can excel in. But for whatever reason, it seems like there's some kind of ceiling when it comes to the comics and the manga scene and the industry. And it's just really frustrating how it's like, well, why are we so accepting to just kind of, not just us as creators, but I guess like the consumer base. I mean, I guess it's also due to years of marketing and just years of being plugged in per se. But it's like if we just got like the support of who we want, we would be fine. It's obvious if you look at everything else. If we would just got if the blurred community got completely behind us, a lot of the books and a lot of creators would reach a success. Look, there's no fucking reason why we can't have numbers on Kickstarter like Comicsgate. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason why we can't have some creator hit 100K just from the support of like Blerds. You know what I mean? Like, there's just no reason why I don't see that, because the numbers are there. There's an audience for it. It's just having us cross that bridge to get to them and not getting in a way that's more tactful, other than directly comparing our, characters to what they're emotionally attached to. But it's just definitely weird, man. I don't know why Blerds are on a bandwagon. I know I'm gonna get some heat for that. On a bandwagon trend, man. I'm just kind of going with like, I don't like this because no one's rocking it. But all I need is Megan Thee Stallion to say this anime is great, or this comic is good, or this manga is good, and it could be from an unknown producer, unknown dude, and all of a sudden, boom, everyone loves it. And you know
So
what I'm saying?
here's
Like,
the thing, and just from
okay,
the
now
way
I can see it in a different light.
and just from the way we're talking, I can tell we're probably all from. I'm guessing the transition generation from what, X to Z, Y to Z, whatever, the 80s
I
into
think
the
so.
90s. Yeah. So I think that's all Z stuff, man. Like everyone that's like super into. I think I haven't been reading like One Punch Man lately or anything like that, but I feel like is it just me? Or is that all like mainly Z? Is that mainly like 2000, late 2000s, or?
I feel like it's definitely younger generation, and I feel like it's I mean, women, female audience is definitely more into manga than American comic books.
Damn, and that just happened.
Yeah, and then it's not younger females; it's older women as well. Like it draws them more into. You have more black women reading My Hero Academia than probably Nubia. You know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
or the new Far Sector with Green Lantern with Joe Mullen. It's just something about it that appeals more towards them than an American style comic. But I don't have the sciences to totally dig into that per se. But it definitely, I mean, you go in Barnes and Noble and you hit up the manga section, you just see a whole bunch of young kids, just they're not in the graphic novel section, they're in the manga section, or they're in the Harry Potter, the YA section. But for the most part, they're in the manga section. I could definitely see we got a little bit of it with Toonami, so we rode that wave a bit,
Yeah.
right? We rode it on the way up. They're getting it at its top. They're getting it. There's no riding it up. They're getting it at the peak of the coaster. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah,
that's the
I agree.
difference.
Yeah, 100%. They're getting it from all angles too. There's so much. They can go back to stuff. There's new stuff. Um,
They don't have to
yeah.
wait till 5 o'clock for Toonami to come on.
Nope. Binge all year. Shit.
Yeah, the anime has definitely been dominating, and I feel like they're just on a completely different level than American stuff because and we, you got this whole comparison between Spider-Man, Batman, Superman. They all been out since like what the 30s, but
Yeah.
One Piece only been out since what the 90s, and now it's about to get more sales than all of them. During their
Facts.
whole run since they came out. So again,
That's incredible.
and then the thing is, their whole world has been planned all the way since the 90s. Where Marvel and DC they just winging it every book. So again, it's like strategically planned out. And again, when I say it's on a whole nother level, it's on a whole nother level. So um, so I'll say that to say this that we see what what other Koreans is able to do. We seen what Japanese is able to do. I'm still waiting on to see what the Blerds is able to do in this space, like we did with music, like we did with food, like we did with sports. You know what I'm saying? People seeing us, you know what I'm saying, get to work. I'm
Right,
still
man.
waiting
Oh
for us to
shit, you
get to
cooking
work.
right now, man. You
Bro,
cooking.
bro, I feel like I'm missing out on a huge part of our potential because, like, man, like I'm for real. I'm pretty sure everybody else is scared too, but I'm frightened of what we can produce if we finally just like, okay, look, I'm gonna do me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do me, and I'm gonna dive deep into, what I'm saying, my culture, and not lean on the Kamehamehas or the or the Iron Man, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
just waiting for us to finally kick it into gear and like, man, like let's just do our own thing and let's stick with it. You know what I'm saying? Let's support one another like everybody else does. So
Yeah. I agree.
yeah, so I'm waiting, dog.